Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mapolo from Apollo's Corner. Renee your mindset. Guys, Dele Momodu don't finish Wike. Finish Tinubu. Finish Buhari. Then come finally finish Lash INEC. Lash INEC to the barest minimum. He even managed to systematically finish Wike, Tinubu and Buhari. But when he reached the turn of INEC, Jesus, you systematically, he lashed them outrightly, straightforward. And I don't want to talk too much. For those who never see the video, all right now, watch Dele Momodu when they lash them. Watch video.
I read Dele Momodu, who is one of the most experienced journalists in Nigerian media history, the publisher and editor-in-chief of the Society magazine, Ovation magazine, and his stablemate, Ovation TV, both of them under Ovation International. Good morning, Dele Momodu. Good to have you join us in the studio.
Thank you for inviting me.
Good to have you, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right, I know that we will come to good news about celebrating one of the great Nigerians that is very dear to your heart. But let's start from the political terrain because you were a key member of the PDP and your party lost the election.
Yes.
Against, all the permutations that you were clear about. And you have now gone to the court.
Yes.
To, presenting your petition to say that not Bola Tinubu, APC candidate won, but that Atiku Abubakar won. My question to you in clear terms, one is, what happened? What did you get wrong? And what do you make of what President Muhammadu Buhari has just recently said about why he thinks that the opposition lost? He cited 2 or 3 cases over confidence and relying on external support. Is that why Atiku Abubakar lost?
I disagree with the use of word. You cannot say a man lost when he is contesting it. The end will ultimately determine whether he lost
or not,
or he won. So when you say he lost, that was rather very emphatic. Only since the case is in court.
According to INEC.
No, everybody knows that INEC has been utterly reckless and irresponsible.
Jesus.
So, as a law-abiding citizen, I will allow the courts to judge who won or who lost. That is why we are in court. I won't say anything further on that. INEC has declared someone as the winner.
Yeah.
That is okay for now, but only the law courts can give the final seal on it, and we must respect the judiciary. We must allow the judiciary to conclude its work without anybody attempting to stampede them into a predetermined judgment. So when the president said they lost because of this, because of that, again, I see it as a deliberate attempt,
Buhari,
to stampede someone somewhere into knowing where I stand.
Okay.
And that shouldn't be the case. I'm a Democrat. I respect the rights of President Muhammadu Buhari to support anybody, especially his party. That is his party. The same way I supported my own party.
Yeah.
So, you said I was an integral part of PDP. I remain an integral part of PDP. I'm not one of those who jump about. Since I joined PDP, I've decided I will support PDP. I will not do anti-party.
Yes.
So that's where I stand. But trust me, it is not right for us to stampede the judiciary, because that's the last hope of the common man. So the moment you are aggrieved and you are not sure of getting the true verdict, the true judgment, it is dangerous for a country as big, as complex, as complicated as Nigeria. Whoever the court decides, then it's final. And it won't be the first time, it won't be the last time. But we should not stampede the judges. They are human beings.
Yes.
And they watch all this body language. When someone votes and shows this is who I voted for, you know, people are watching. And our kids are asking us, is this normal? I don't care who wins. As long as the right man wins. As long as we can prove that what the INEC declared is true, is valid, and reflects the wishes of the people of Nigeria. I'm a Democrat. There's no question about it. And some of us fought for this democracy. So if we don't practice what we were preaching, then that would be so unfortunate.
Okay, so I want to touch on two things. Now, first off, you've spoken about waiting for, of course, the petition results to come out. But we're seeing a PDP accusing a president of attempting to bully the judiciary, which is currently handling the petitions. They are saying that it's giving legitimacy to a clearly flawed election and asking that all sanctions be extended to all those involved in manipulating the 2023 election. So my question to you is this: do you still have a huge trust in the judiciary to be able to ably represent what their findings will be from this petition? And when those results come out, whether they are positive or negative, would you be accepting that 100%? And then secondly, you've spoken about the fact that you are a member of PDP through and through. Now, we're aware of, the factions that have sort of formed. I mean, we know about the G5 governors, but to fully fixate on Governor Wike, who has participated in anti-party activities. But we're not seeing any pressure being put on him. We're seeing we saw the case of the national chairman, Dr. Iyorchia Ayu, who had been insisted on his resignation. But we're not seeing that push for the G5 governors or even Wike, who has come out to say that he did participate in anti-party activities.
Well, to answer your first question, if I didn't believe in the judiciary, I would not say we should wait for them for the verdict of the courts or the tribunal or whatever. We don't have a choice. I believe in the rule of law.
Yes.
And I believe that my candidate, my principal, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, is one man you can never accuse of going against the law of the land. He believes firmly in it. And that is why whenever he's aggrieved, he does not call anybody to riot. He simply goes to court. And whatever the court decides this time, I'm very sure he will abide by it. On the issue of anti-party by the G5 governors, my attitude is leave everyone to their conscience.
Yes.
You cannot destroy a bridge after you've crossed the bridge.
Okay.
I've said it openly. I was a consultant to Governor Wike, brilliant man, a high performer. I call him the poster boy of PDP. But if you are aggrieved to the extent that every day for almost 1 year you are still fighting, you are not ready to forgive your enemies, it is his personal decision. And that's what I respected about those who left PDP before Buhari came in. They left PDP before fighting PDP. You cannot remain in a party and continue to destroy the party and continue to say you are above the law. You are saying, why haven't we done anything about it? I'm not in the top hierarchy of the party. I'm just a floor member of the party. But I know that some governors ran to court to ask for perpetual injunction so that the party cannot suspend them, cannot expel them. If you are that bold and courageous, then you should wait. You don't have to go to court and say, court, protect me. You are punching a man and you are saying, no, they should just tie up the man. That's what I see. But that is the unfortunate situation in our country today, that in fact, what we have now is like a ganja weed where everybody, every warlord is in his own domain and feels he can do anything, I can hijack. If you want to win an election, all you need is make sure you have enough money by fair and foul means, just get it. Just hijack the system. That cannot be the democracy we suffered for. And then a lot of people are asking, so why did you guys bother to fight the Abacha government if civilians are now acting worse than Abacha? If you and I cannot go to the polling station and be sure that when I vote, somebody is not going to invade the place and take away all your votes. It's unfortunate. So it will get to a stage where a lot of our young people, and I speak to them regularly, they are no longer bothered about whatever happens to Nigeria. More and more people now are calling me, oh, do you know anybody in any embassy? I just want to go. People South Africa, people want to go. Which is sad, because Nigeria is one of the greatest countries on earth. We parade some of the most talented youths on earth. There is no country I've been, and I've been to a couple of countries in my life. There is nowhere you go, you will not find Nigerians doing great things. But they are frustrated by their own country. Go to any hospital, all our leaders who go abroad for treatment, when they get there, they will meet Nigerians. Nigerian nurses, Nigerian doctors, Nigerian pharmacists, they are there. So how come we cannot allow them to thrive at home? So for me, this is not about, I'm tired of fighting. I'll be 63 in May. And I've been fighting since I was an undergraduate. We were pioneer Jambites in 1978. The Ali Must Go was in 1978. That was the first time I witnessed a very violent revolt in Nigeria. And since 78 till now, we have been fighting, we've been revolting. Nothing has changed. Why can't we have pity on our country? Do we hate our country so much? And some people will justify it and say, this one is your friend, that one is your friend. It's not about friendship, it's about our country. It's about doing what is right. If you do what is right, I will support you. Whatever I can defend, I'd rather keep my mouth shut than try hard to defend it. What is going on right now is that we need the intervention of God to bring us back from disaster. Because people are bottling up a lot of anger, a lot of tension, and that is not good, even for the business climate. Everybody loves Nigeria. We love Nigeria. I love my country.
All right, Chief. With the benefit of hindsight, will you say that PDP would have had a better shot at goal if it had not been fragmented? Fragmented in the sense that it allowed Peter Obi to go and create a movement that has probably never been seen or only comparable to what Buhari did in 2011 in the north. Allowing Kwakwanso to leave with a stronghold on Kano and then the G5 governors, two of whom clearly worked against the PDP.
See, one thing about me is I don't ever lose focus and I don't get distracted. 1 million Wikis, 1 million Kwakwanso could not have stopped what happened. Because some people clearly predetermined what will happen. In a situation like that, everyone will be helpless. That's what happened. So in Nigeria, our country is a place where we find excuses for every bad situation. What happened was clearly a garrison operation. I don't want to go into the details, as I said, because we're already in court. So let's go to court, and if we're able to prove it, so be it. Trust me, it had nothing. In fact, I like to liken PDP to a civil war. What happened in PDP was a civil war. What happened in APC was a world war. They were openly attacking the president, abusing their own president, their own leader. They were openly confronting him, threatening their own leaders. We didn't do that in PDP. Only the 5 people decided that they are not happy because Wike lost a presidential primary. That's okay, it's their right. And if they choose to remain in the party and insist they will destroy the party from within the party, best of luck. But I personally, if I'm aggrieved with the party, I will do the honorable thing, I'll leave. You cannot want to drink from a well and you are urinating inside the well. That's the way Chief M.K. Abela would have put it. So for me, it is a very simple thing. Giving excuses that is because A left, is because B left. What happened in APC? I've never seen such house of commotion in my life. Everything was in disarray. And you can see, okay, you are talking about Wike and Rotimi Amechi did not campaign. Even the vice president, who was an ally of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, did not campaign. So many people refused to campaign. Even the Senate president, you could see that a lot of them were just in the background. They were in the background because they couldn't understand what was going on. I mean, for me, one of the closest allies of Asiwaju was Rauf Aregbesola, the minister of Interior. Everybody. So, just as you had them in PDP, you had them in APC. But APC had an upper hand because of the apparatus of state. If a president comes out to say, this is who I voted for, the military, they are watching. The police, they are watching. INEC is watching. So it emboldens them to say whatever we do, we shall get away with it. That's what happened. So it had nothing to do with Wike. Everybody knows that there is a pattern to elections, even in America. More often than not, race is a factor.
Yes.
Religion is a factor.
Yes.
And of course, a lot of resources. It's the same thing in Nigeria.
Yeah, but Obi had 11 states.
Let me tell you,
Abuja.
You are forgetting also something. This is not the first time it will happen. It happened in 1979. It happened in 1983, where you had Chief Awolowo in the West, like Tinubu now. You had Nnamdi Azikiwe, the Wele of Onitsha, in the East, just like you have Peter Obi now. They were big people, big, massive. It's only those who don't know the history of Nigeria who will say this is the first time we have a candidate from the East. No, we had the first ceremonial president of Nigeria on the ballot, Chief Nnamdi Azikiwe, in the East. He was controlling the East. Chief Obafemi Awolowo was controlling the West. Alhaji Shehu Shagari was controlling the Northwest. Malam Aminu Kano was controlling Kano the same way.
Kwankwaso.
Rabiu Kwankwaso is controlling Kano today. At that time, we even had Waziri Mohammed. Yes, from the Northeast. It's nothing new. As a matter of fact, Peter Obi did us some favor. Because without Peter Obi, nobody would have believed it was possible for any other party to win in Lagos. And even that win, people are still saying the margin declared could not have been the original margin.
No.
Based on the preponderance of votes that came from the young people, especially the obedience in Lagos. So, just as some of those people took votes away from Atiku, they also took votes away from Tinubu. If you can defeat Tinubu in Lagos, defeat Tinubu in Osun State, it tells you that no one has and that's because there is a theory of rigging. More often than not, you are able to rig only where you have overwhelming presence. But in Lagos this time, I mean, it would have been suicidal for anybody to say the obedience did not capture Lagos during the president because they were determined.
They will say it.
And you would have had to kill so many people.
Anything can
to
happen.
Change all those votes. So all you could do is just some skillful manipulation here and there. Wherever you think Atiku is doing well, bring it down. Wherever you think Obi is doing well, lower it. And that's why you have all these mutilations all over the places. I'm sure you've seen it. I know you're both on social media. You would have seen it. Mutilations everywhere. You are supposed to transmit election results. That's key. So why did we waste all that money? And in the same election, National Assembly went very well. And the only one where you now had problem was the presidential.
Oh.
That for me tells you something. That we have carried our rascality too far.
Too far.
We should fear God. I swear to God Almighty, if anyone had won after following due process, I will be the first. I supported Atiku and Obi in 2019. I wasn't a member of PDP then. And immediately they declared President Buhari. I tweeted and I said I wish to advise Alhaji Atiku Abubakar to congratulate Buhari, because that election was not as skilled as it was this time. It was clear that, okay, it may not have been perfect, but at least they followed the due process. This time, that for me was not followed. In 2015, I supported Buhari. I was not a member of APC. I've always been in opposition. So, for a country as poor and as impoverished as Nigeria is, some of us with voices must be in opposition to be able to tell our friends that despite our friendship, this is not right. But a lot of people in Nigeria have come to accept, as long as somebody is from your tribe, somebody is from your religion, somebody is giving you money, then you become a voluntary slave. That cannot be democracy.
If the courts, sorry, Shaitan, just one, if the courts maintain Asiwaju's victory and sustains it, will you congratulate him?
I have nothing personal against Asiwaju. You know very well, Steve, you know very well that I'm closer to Asiwaju than most of the people shouting today. But I'm maintaining my principle. My principle number one is that I represent my party. I represent the interests of my party. I represent Alhaji Atiku Abubakar solidly. Absolutely. I am a serious person. I don't jump. It is unfair of anybody to say, what do you have against Asiwaju? So if you are not in the same party, you expect me to abandon my party and defend Asiwaju because he's my friend. Then at 60 plus, I'm not serious. So if the courts declare him, so be it. So we'll wait till that time happens. But I can't begin to predict what will happen in advance because we are already in court. And we are hoping that the court will be able to show that this election was a very bad one. Bad. One that will haunt Nigeria for a very long time to come. No matter who is declared, whether it's Atiku or Obi or Asiwaju that is finally declared, this was a bad election.
Well, there are a number of things that have, the international society and opposition parties have been able to say that the general 2023 elections were skewed. Voter suppression, violence, rigging. But the 25% spread, especially as it accounts to Abuja, has really been a bone of contention. People saying it would be wrong for the Supreme Court, of course, to rule that the winner of the Nigerian presidency does not require 25% of votes from the FCT to be declared winner. However, we're looking at the main opposition party, your candidate, Atiku Abubakar, not meeting that requirement. So, I don't have the entire basis of your case in court. But in looking at that, is the party satisfied with just disproving that? Because we're looking at the Labour Party.
It's simple. I'm not a lawyer. And like I said, we shouldn't commit the same error of judgment. We cannot. There is a principle in law that I learned in Ife, Nemo Judex in causa sua. You cannot be a judge in your own cause. So what that does, what that means is that it invalidates that election. Once there is no clear winner, you can't declare someone and say, at least Asiwaju tried, and the only thing he didn't get is 25%. No, that 25% is sacrosanct. It's a must. The law would not have mentioned it if it was unnecessary. The law does not act in vain. I've listened to all the arguments from Dr. Olisa Agbakoba to Professor Michael Zekume, and these are guys, legal luminaries that I respect so much, who will not mince words. Of course, there are lawyers who are trying to browbeat us to say Abuja does not enjoy a special status. Abuja enjoys a special status. That's the only reason it was mentioned.
Festus Kayamo.
If it was unnecessary, Abuja would not even feature. All they would have said is you need 25% in 24 states, you need 25% in 25 states. So they would just add Abuja and assume it's a state. But to have mentioned it specifically, nobody can delete that. But you know our people. When people are desperate to justify anything, they will do it. What that does is that it invalidates that election. Apart from the series of other crazy activities that took place, but 25% of Abuja is a must. Even for my principal article, it is a must. He must win it. If he does not win it, and Tinubu does not win it, and Obi does not have enough of 24 states, it's a stalemate. In a stalemate, no judge can now say, because it's a stalemate, we just give it to, we dash it to number one. No, that's what INEC did.
Case closed. My people, una don't hear our father Dele Momodu. The guy is brilliant. To me, whatever he said here is very normal. If Obi no get the real amount of vote to make him president, and Tinubu no win 25% of FCT, and Atiku no win 25% of FCT, that say we cancel election, may we redo them again. May we get the real winner now. If worse come to worse, now what they try use sense talk, tell on there. For those who don't understand. I don't got much to talk on this video. Guys, if you love what I'm doing, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, even on TikTok. All about political and love, guys. Peace out.